What is...
With the M60.
Oh, that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that the M60 that's been in tech for a little while?
Yeah.
Nice.
Should be out of tech now, right?
I love how this is the AMSX-1 thing, but that's clearly Copperhead.
Yeah. No, I think the M60 is still in tech.
Oh, okay. We should be live on YouTube, by the way.
Oh! Hello!
Also, girl has gone completely radio silent.
You fuck... Alright, we'll talk later.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. We'll chit-chat.
Woo! We here in the live.
Complete energy shift.
We really out here. We
Yay!
doing.
Yay!
Listen, I do the to keep myself up. I do the to count your blessings type thing.
Yeah, you got to do the... And time to act.
Yeah.
Speaking of which... Hello.
What up, Gray Bush? I feel like
What's
I need
up?
a bigger box.
We're on the live. What's up?
We're on the live like right now, Danny. This needs to go
Hold on, Danny.
a little bit taller.
Say it again out loud for everyone to hear.
Hi, everybody. I was actually going to ask you about Southern Front, but if it's too much trouble, I can ask you about it later.
Yes, I will call you after the live.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Okay, love you much. Bye.
Everybody. Love you much. Bye.
No, Eric, you cannot call into the live. Danny, I love Danny more than I love you, so that's why I get to talk to her all the time.
Danny also forgot. What up, Ross? The magnet.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm waiting for Perun to do a trigger for the MTWs.
That would be sweet. Speaking of MTWs, well, I guess we should probably kick it off. Let me throw my coat over there. My gimpy ass arm that I dislocated because I picked up my fat cat too hard.
That's right.
What a dumb, stupid way to dislocate your shoulder.
What a chonkers.
Yeah, I know her. Anyways, welcome back to the End Lunchtime Live. You are joined by myself, Logan, as well as
Talon.
and we are here with some couple new things we've gotten in the past week. Generalized airsoft shenanigans.
Giveaway 130.
We have a giveaway today.
The giveaway.
The giveaway, which is this guy right here, as well as how not to go ahead and hurt yourself while picking up your fat animals. So let's start off with something cool, though. Right over Talon's shoulder, we have the Wolverine Fossil Series Dig 2 currently in, which is the XM177. The first release was their...
XM177E2.
Sorry, XM177E2 specifically. We originally got their first Fossil Series one, which you'll see on my gameplay videos. That it's the green rifle and stuff, and this is the second version of it. So pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I have some discrepancies with it, but overall, I think it's a really cool thing to go ahead and have. I think you said that they changed their hop unit to a CNC aluminum version now.
Yep. So there's a couple of things that are going on with this guy. They did the unique furniture, which is going to be a part of the limited run that Wolverine is doing for part of their Fossil series. So the Dig 1 came with the unique green coloration. The Dig 2 specifically is the XM177E2 furniture as well as receiver. So it's not just a receiver with some of the furniture, it is a full, complete, unique receiver.
Yes.
Kit and caboodle. So we have the traditional handguard, we have the E2 style of fencing, as well as the E2 dust covering and the forward assist, as well as the A1 grip, as well as the shorty little Vietnam series of stock. And we cannot forget the integrated carry handle that is unique for those early series of Car 15 rifles.
I will go ahead and make a mention that the grip specifically is a little bit fatter just because it has to hold the electronics to certain things. So that's going to be the big difference when you look at this E2 versus like other ones or GBBs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So to what you said earlier about the CNC hop-up unit, that is included with this model. I'm currently talking with Wolverine about if that is something that they're going to continue to integrate or if that is going to be part of this series specifically. All questions that are going to go to Wolverine so we can answer, so we can have a very thorough overview video of the Dig 2 when that comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm currently also working on a blog just dropped and published the Elite Force Glock blog. So working on the Dig 2 as well. Did a couple of cool photos with that.
Yeah, they look really cool. But yeah, it's the new Wolverine we have. We got 9 in so far. We might be getting more on the way, so please stay tuned if we do have any more coming out this way. But yes, Eric, it is hot. I really like it.
Oh, I should also mention that these are live on the website
Yes,
right now.
they are live for sale. They think we put them up last night at like 11:59.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, no, it's a very pretty rifle, Eric. I really, really like it. I am going to wait on getting one of them. I'm probably going to go ahead and get the MTW AK whenever that comes out, just because one of our good buddies, Mr. Bertles, is able to go ahead and do a pretty faithful Gordy build, which we were talking about 2 weeks ago on the live, or last week. But last week we had some issues with YouTube Live, which is why we weren't on, so I'm probably going to have them build my own Gordy build for that. But these are very cool out-the-box guns. To go over some comments over on YouTube, limited edition potato, hello gang, hello, hi Ross. Talon means obligatory magnet. How are y'all doing? We're hanging in there. It's been a day. I'm tired. It's back to being 25 degrees and rainy after it was fucking beautiful the past couple of days. It was 75 degrees.
Yeah.
What was it, this past weekend? The power went out for 40 some odd hours, but you know, it was 70 degrees out, so it was pretty okay. Eric, I would not ignore you. I'd probably just give the phone to Ross if you were to call in. Philip David 34, it would be like if Harley Davidson guy. It would be like the Harley Davidson guy on the radio show. Yeah. Graybush and our words, the Dark Lord to it, Eric. RPS, thanks for taking my call. Sorry about that. No worries. We love you, Danny. Former U.S. Marine needs your help. What's up, Boyk? Get out of here, Mike. Get out of here, Boyk. I'm done with this milk and magnets nonsense. TDS Square 05. Kind of upset they didn't at least put the blink in the Dig 2. They did.
So that is something that I did look at, did plug it in. So they do have the blink board inside of here.
Yes, they do.
I have my own reservations on the blink board specifically because I don't want to have my phone on me when I need to do any type of fixings or adjustments when I'm out on the field. I want to either do it via the Spartan board or with the premium electronics, something that I can program via trigger pulls. And the Spartan electronics are super, super easy to do that. I have it all memorized.
Not to mention that if you have Bluetooth connectivity issues.
Yeah, which I did experience just trying it out this morning.
Really? Okay.
Yep, so I had the app open and I had to unplug and replug it several times. Funny enough, it wanted to connect to the Ace Tech chronograph that we have in tech before it wanted to connect to the rifle.
That's pretty funny. Okay.
So, thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Bluetooth. It's gonna have its issues, but I'm in the same boat. I really prefer having a wired connectivity. I really appreciate everything the Blinkboard does feature-wise, but it's that Bluetooth part which always I'm just like, because I like you said, I prefer the Spartan stuff. I've always had my reservations when it came to the Gorilla boards from Gorilla, as well as like Gate and their Bluetooth stuff, because there's always been issues with that, or just wireless connectivity as a whole. It just can be finicky, especially when you're in the heat of the moment.
And in certain games, I'm not going to have my phone on me. I'm going to leave that at the car.
Yeah, also,
especially kit dependent.
Yeah, also, not to mention, if you don't have your phone on you, or you have your phone on you, you try to do Bluetooth, what if like 8 other people around you have Bluetooth devices on them? It's going to try to connect all those, like, no, please connect to my X whatever you need to. But that is our own personal gripe.
Which website, sorry, TDS Squirrel 5, which website? If it's our website, I can go in and change it.
Yeah.
Because I did crack it open, and it is the Blink board.
It also says so on the boxes. So they do have them. Can confirm. LCT OEM externals on the AK was a good call. The bodies are super solid. Having it be rear length receiver is a nice touch. Yeah, no, I really like this.
So one thing, Eric, is that it's not confirmed that it is LCT. It is supposed to be LCT spec, but as far as OEM by LCT, I've not been able to get that answer from Wolverine, so just putting that out there.
And what I was going to say is I do like the fact that they went for LCT spec, but with Wolverine's manufacturing, or not manufacturing, but like more sort of their parts quality when it comes to external stuff, I'm sure it's going to be a super solid receiver. I would love to go ahead and grab one and turn it into like a AK-74U, or just a little crank. my dream AKMTW build is do like a crank, like the PSA style crank with purple or plum furniture on it and some tactical RIS rails on the upper dust cover to allow for optic mounts and stuff. And obviously suppressed with a Wraith stock because it will have the standard mil-spec buffer tube system, I believe. So that is my current build plan for when the MTW AKs come in, because I actually have had 1 or 2 Airsoft AKs my entire time I've played Airsoft. So
I've had a
that'll
few.
be new. I'm not an AK guy. I've done AUGs before AKs. Unless Eric said that he thought Rich said that in his most recent video.
Yeah. Rich,
So-
how do I-
Regardless, compatibility with the Z-Series furniture is a huge win. Yes.
how do I say this nicely? About getting the screenshots of going down to AMSX and going through Wolverine's old social media posts of people requesting the MTW AK, and then some of the
No.
responses like,
Moving on.
I'm glad that they're finally out. I would really like to spend a little bit more time confirming what is or is not compatible before we definitely say anything.
Yeah, that's a great way of saying it.
Yeah,
That
is one of the ways to say it.
And to move on. Back over on Instagram, it's going to be 70 here today. This morning it was 51 at 4 a.m. Well, fuck you, because it's, I think, currently 30 degrees here. Mike, you have not heard enough of my milk and magnets. Well,
Also, love you, Danny, and Eric.
yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, just like they're in the lineup.
Yeah, they said I love you too. So that's
Yeah,
in
so-
response to me saying I love them.
Okay, but
So,
we're going in line.
I love you twice as much as he loves you. How about that? Ha! I don't know. I like magnetic connectivity, if only. Being a family man, I have to have my phone on me at all times, so I don't mind the Bluetooth ability with my gate MOSFET. He also loves LCD products, but I'm also a KWA fanboy too. Speaking of KWA fanboys, the E-Bolt coming out. Can't wait for that to be here. But no, it's good. It's just if you have a problem with your Bluetooth, or you're in a squad of people who have Bluetooth everywhere, or in a gaggle of individuals when you're clearing a room or have an issue with it, it can be a problem.
Well, here's also where I've been with Bluetooth connectivity is if your phone goes through an update, but your app doesn't go through the update, and you're running into an issue with your electronics that needs to have an electronic firmware uploaded, but your phone or the app is not updated, which means you need to go into your phone when you're in the middle of a game, and certain locations are going to have poor cell service to update the app, which then needs to download everything to upload to your electronics. If you're not in a good cell service location, like most Airsoft events are, then
Yeah,
you're just...
it can be problematic.
You're going to be SOL. I've ran into that situation more than once. Not me personally, but having seen people deal with those issues. And it's just like, I'm not saying I foresaw this being an issue, but there's a reason why I don't have a lot of electronics in stuff that requires constant updates.
Fair. By the way, it's on the AMP description, it says blank, but the specific product name says Standard Electronics.
Okay. I will make that adjustment. Thank you for pointing that out,
Thank
Tease.
you. We will change that later. But, what is that? Bibster's Repair Shop says, do you guys think that lower count BB mags are going to be the new thing at more events after how it went in Texas? No, I do not. The reason why is because every event... I don't think it's going to be as popular as some people are thinking it's going to be. I think that maybe there will be more low-cap games in the future, but not to the extent of, like, people are going to be needing to have low-cap mags all the time, because you're still going to want people who want the regular AMS games, because you have to think that the AMS price point for AMS X was much higher because of the mag buy-in, but also not everyone wants to be running around with 60 capped mags. People want to be using their regular EPMs, their EPM 1s. Also, with that specific game, it was only M4 users and Sniper and LMG. No AK, no MP5, no AUGs, no anything else. So there are already some event organizers that have low-cap games. I forget what company it is. It's out on the East Coast. It's not Stag Ops, not Real Sim, but they have like a dedicated low-cap 30-round game that you are able to go ahead and do, and it's like a Milsim West scenario, and they only allow 30 and I think 60 cap games. I've seen a couple of posts by him. I can't remember the name right now; it's escaping me. But I don't think it's going to become more popular. I think more people are going to want to use low cap mags, but I think the games are just going to stay the same. I definitely think AMS is going to continue doing the X series after talking with them, which would be awesome because of how absolutely much of a blast that was. But I don't think like TCA is going to adopt that. I don't think that Milsim West is going to adopt that. And Milsim West already has a ammo restriction because they dole out your ammo for you. Stag Ops, I probably won't adopt something like that. So I think it's just going to be, a here and there kind of thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it if MSW or Stag Ops, MSW was more inclusive into low cap magazines and did the reloads at fobs because there was a lot more unit cohesion with MSW and with Stag Ops.
Yes.
Of like, everyone needs to stick together and there's some unit tactics that are integrated into the game that are more enforced compared to AMSX, which I felt was just a normal AMS event with low cap magazines. So it didn't feel like they were getting into the more realistic scenario. It was certainly more challenging with the low cap magazine count, but I think that's something that those other two, MSW and Stag Ops, could also incorporate.
No, 100%. I feel, which is why I'm really hopeful for the next AMSX game, is to your part exactly. It did feel more of a regular AMS, but after speaking with the guys over at AMS and because they had the last minute venue change. Before they had the last minute venue change, they had a lot more of that squad and unit cohesion stuff planned, but that was before we switched from the normal art Reindeer Games AO to something that was a third or a quarter of the entire size of it. So yeah. I am hopeful to see what they do for the next one, but I can't agree to your point to an extent.
Yeah. Eric, E-House.
Low cap games will always be a niche, especially because Airsoft is so bad at range, accuracy, and penetration compared to real guns. 100%. What sucks is that I can go ahead and have my 30-round 5.56 magazine. Oh, it's a 150-yard shot, thunk, and then you got people like, I can shoot you at 150 yards with my Airsoft sniper rifle. It's like, no, you can't. You're lucky if you go 250 feet.
Well, not only that, there's a situation where he says, like, the range where...
Oh, yeah.
There was a scenario where I'm looking at UFS players, like, gather, and I'm like, I don't want to shoot at them because it's a far enough distance that I could get the range, but I would have to burn through most of my EPM1 to figure out where that sweet spot is.
Yeah.
So why burn through multiple of my magazines to find that sweet spot when I just need to close the distance?
Yeah, another great example of that is like a lot of AOs aren't conducive to the airsoft side of things. Perfect example, Muncie, really great for real steel fighting or sim rounds and things like that. Not so good for airsoft because the distances are just far enough that you have to make that decision, and while you're making that decision, you're kind of out in the open in a lot of places. So, Call sign Boy had an LCT RPK and loved it. I would love to get an LMG. I have the chopped up M249, but I actually want a good LMG.
Yeah, give me the LCT RPD.
Gray Bush, what am I, chopped liver? I don't get any love either. No, you don't.
Love you, Graybush.
Good thing Airsoft has Starlink. Yeah, we got like the new one, the little tiny We got the new little tiny square guy, which you just plug it in and it turns on. Not this damn satellite dish we have to organize and figure out. It's actually so much easier to go ahead and run Starlink. But I do like a local game where I can run high cap mag so I can overshoot everyone. I don't know how that feels like at all, especially having a suppressed MTW, running 4.5s or 4.8s out of it. I wouldn't know how that feels like at all.
Yeah. When I'm running my
Crazy.
Dig 1 that I know shoots 1 joule, like,
Oh, well,
I'm a little more trigger happy.
It depends on how you hold it.
Of like, no, I'm good about it. Of like, if you're going to complain about, because I'll typically do 2 to 3.
Yeah.
So if I do 5 to 6 with a Dig 1,
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad because it's like, you're going to complain about 1 joule.
Yeah. And meanwhile, there's me. I'm like, I'll do like 1 because I'm nice and it's suppressed. And I'll typically be able to have the time to aim and get somebody in the fatty parts or like the parts that really suck to get shot. But, there are a couple times I'm like, yeah, I'm running at the limit because I have the Dig 1. I don't have the recoil stock. I have the race stock on it. And just like, man, I got 170 rounds in this purple EPM magazine. Wow. I'm not a great player. I know. I'm a horrible person.
It's better than people with miniguns.
God, I hate people with miniguns. I also, you know what I hate, actually, more than that? I hate people who run LMGs that don't know how to run LMG.
Yeah.
That is the biggest pain in the ass. I mean, just sit here and do nothing. No. There's dynamics and stuff, and if you have another person who's an LMG, you have to learn how to talk with that. It's like, there's all this stuff, and people are like, no, I'm just a big dude with a big gun. It's like, that's a little simplified, and you're really not adding any value to the squad, and I'd much rather have an M4 over an LMG, because you're treating it like an M4.
Yeah.
That's my TED Talk for it.
You're going to hate me when I go full DMR.
Yeah.
So I'm going to find a corner. I'm going to be like, this is my alley.
No, that's fair, dude. Well, I want to grab a silverback rifle and put the Wraith kit in it, or like at least make it good, because for like Northern Front, I'm going to bring the lever action up, but I would love to go ahead and run the sniper rifle. I need to buy a, that's you. I need to buy a crappy like 1-4 optic or something on it, because I would like to do some more long range stuff. I just don't have the guns to do long range stuff. I like Eric. I like running an LMG so I can aim back. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Or just how they don't move with purpose. Like, you can push with an LMG. Like, that's push. Give cover. Don't just sit there in the third story of a window and just hose people. Like, no, actually be dynamic with your movement and provide appropriate cover fire, and maybe move with your squad a little bit as well, so you can get the advantage and push up. Blah 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 blah. It's very easy to be an LMG gunner. It's just people are lazy with an LMG because they think that they can just sit in one corner and not do anything. Snipers, I understand. Snipers are different because it's one shot, the reload, all that crap. Totally get that. When you have 2,500 rounds on a box mag, you should be using that to your advantage. But I guess it just makes too much sense.
Yeah. That one time that I went to GTI, when we just rolled around in the woods and just relayed like enemy player locations.
Yeah.
Because it was for TCA and they were doing the mortar or simulated mortar strikes. So Carl at the time had apps, so he could get because we were using their map, and so we were able to extrapolate like a 4-digit grid location.
Yeah.
And they're getting within like 50 to 100 feet. So then Carl had another app that he's like, here's a 12-digit grid location.
You're going to put it on your damn toe.
Yeah. So we were doing that from like a distance of
Yeah.
like, that's where they are. And we're reading like the topographical map of his app compared to where they are. So
Yeah.
we're like, it is on them.
Yeah, like they are fucking smoked.
We know they're coming for this flag, and we're standing off from the flag or from the objective, and it's just like, simulated mortar strike, go back to 5!
Nerds.
And we did that all weekend.
And I bet you probably had so much fun doing it.
Well, we shot like nobody, but that's the point of like a recon element.
Yeah.
Of like, you're not going to get direct action because it's that relaying of information stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of AMSX, Bo's in the chat. Hey,
Whoa!
Bo! Hey, what's up, buddy? We were just talking about your event and stuff, as well as the mid-cap mags, and maybe more people were going to be adopting that kind of game style. So, as always, great things. That was such a fun event. I love that. I can't wait to do it again. I want to go back to the bigger AO, using the bigger reindeer games, but yeah, it was a good event. Yeah, what do you say? Bibster, repair shop. I play DMR so I can hide in the back or way out in the field. I'm old and fat. That's fair. I mean, there are sometimes I don't want to move much either. GG, Eric, Ares Alpha got nothing on. I love Ares Alpha. I really, really love it. Great Roach, I do like a local game working around. Yeah, that makes 2 of us. Yeti the Merc Airsoft, 3 of us. I like being a little guy with a big gun. That way I can feel better about myself. You should just start rolling around like George with a mod deuce basically at his hip. Yeti the Merc Airsoft. I will message you. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I can't wait to see you at Stag Ops, though. It's chilly, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric, we used to talk about LMG and Sniper Logic. It's fat Airsoft Eric who just want to post up. Speaking of what Eric just said, I will be mad with my L86A2 and walk in on them the whole time. That's fair. Dude, I do want to get an LMG. I just don't know what one to pick. Like, there's so many to choose from. Like, I want to do the VFC gas blowback just because it is, but then, like, my brain harkens back to the time when I was just a little kid and I was able to shoot a Daytona LMG for once. And, like, the little, like, oh, when I was younger, like, not knowing much, I'm like, oh, I should get a Daytona. But that's, like, hella unreliable. So what, like, AG LMG would make sense, and I want it to be lightweight because I'm a pussy. I don't want to carry around a heavy gun. So I go to the featherweights, but then I would just put a jack into it, and I still have to do it the tank, and it's just like all of these little things. But then I'm sitting there going, but the clout in me wants to run a chopped RPD, like a Scum Customs or, not Scum Customs, but what's the 3D company? Not Bull Gear.
Bullcraft?
Stampede, yeah, Bullcraft, how they have all the chop shit for the RPD. I want to
Yeah.
run that with like an F2 in it and just be a hoser the whole time. That's what I want to do. I don't know. I got not enough money for the amount of Airsoft builds and things I want to go ahead and grab. Especially with companies like Kilo who are just dropping things left and right. I'm like, I'm going to buy all that stuff up.
I would kind of like to do like a RPK 16 build.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I'm working through the blog post on that, and then like intentionally run it with the elongated barrel, just for the convenience, because the Cyma RPK that I ran for a little bit,
Yeah.
that did get crazy range.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
having like the modernized
Cyma,
version
yeah.
of that. But it's also funny, like if it gets brought up in conversation, because I can be like, well, based on like firsthand experience from Russian, Ukrainian forces.
Well, actually.
They actually don't view the RPK as a machine gun type element, and it's just
Here we go. We've got it going. We've got it going. I just want to do a concealed carry RPD. I think that I could get it chopped up enough that I could do a concealed carry RPD. Let me know in the chat if you guys think a concealed carry RPD underneath like a... Oh, god damn it. Under a, like an old leather trench coat that, you know, if you saw that person walking down the street, you'd be afraid you're going to get flashed kind of trench coat in there for an Airsoft event would be fun.
I was just about to say, there was a an early M16 variant from, oh god, what was that company? That took the M16, they put a heavy barrel into it. They cut up the side of the receiver so it could fit
No, I'm not, Eric.
like a clip-in magazine, but it was belt-fed.
What?
And they had like a full-on conversion kit, and there was even like a rib that sat along the entire length of the upper receiver that extended through the
What gun
handguard.
is this?
This was like a modified M16 from Colt that they're like, this is the light, the squad automatic variant of the M16.
Wait.
So you could utilize regular M16 magazines, or there's this conversion kit to run a belt-fed. I'm gonna see if I can find it for you really quick.
It sounds familiar. For some reason, I was thinking of the M4 AR variant that can run the P90 mags up on top, which is like the dumbest, most autistic thing I've ever seen. I just never want to see it ever again. Yeah, no, I'm not playing a hoser. Poser, actually, Eric, is what I'm playing, actually. Did you just say you wanted to be a hoe with an LMG? Yes. Yes, I did. Clau Falcone, I don't know how I found you. I'm from Mexico, but I have a question. Do you use military calls like contact visuals? I don't know if it says things like that while playing. Yeah, no, we do. It is just a simplified way of like calling things out. You know, this many meters, this many feet. Well, meters more so. Contact visuals too. Like, yeah, we use very similar language like that. Concealing the mag would be the hardest part. Yes, it would be. Yes, doing a trench coat RPD. Yeah, just hose people. Ah, it'd be so cool. Mr. Burton37 over on YouTube. Hey guys, what would be your greatest vector build you can think of that is an AEG? And if you could play on any type of place, what would it be? Real quick, Bibsters repair shops. This is why you wear bibs so you can hide anything in those. That is fair. That is fair. I would get so hot and sweaty beforehand, I'd probably want to blow my brains out because I do not do hot temps well. Cold temps I can do. Hot temps my body after the first northern front. Never again. It just does not treat me well. But if I had the greatest vector build, what would it be? It would be probably a Polar Star vector, honestly, like an HPA'd actual engine vector. But if I wanted to keep it as an AEG, I probably wouldn't do much to the internals. I'd probably just have him do like a quick shim job, maybe upgrade the bucking and barrel a little bit, but keep it mostly stock, not change any of the gears or anything out, just because the less, in my head, for a lot of builds, unless it's an M4 or an AK, the less you modify, the better it is, just because with the weird one-off builds or like weird proprietary kind of builds like the Vector, it is A, more difficult to work on, and B, probably going to be more difficult to find parts for, unless, you know, again, you have a standard V2 or a V3, which is the bread and butter of the airsoft industry. So probably a quick shim job, but bucking barrel upgrade, then if I could play in any type of place, where would it be? We've answered this a lot, and it kind of changes every once in a while for me. Personally, I will. Sorry.
No, I wanted you to answer that so that
Sorry.
I could give you this.
If I would be able to place any place I would want to be, it would probably go ahead and be like a modern cityscape. My brain, I don't know why, living in downtown Chicago, I think it'd be so cool to just play in that kind of cityscape, having full access to everything. I've played in malls, I've played at abandoned facilities, I've played at nuclear facility, like all these other crazy cool places, but like a modern, genuinely modern cityscape would be the coolest. I think that is like a top tier thing for me to do, like, period. So
Okay, now you can have this. It was not this that I saw.
because you've shown me this.
Yeah, because the brace,
Yeah.
like the L86, has the brace along the very top.
Yeah.
So it has that along the top, and instead of the dual drum, it had an actual belt that came in from the side.
Yeah,
I'll have to
that's
bring in
cool.
my book.
Real quick, it is 1:30. You want to do the giveaway first, then you can answer that question?
Sure, let's do that. We got to stick to our schedule.
Ross! Giveaway, Ross!
Bowling,
Giveaway!
1,074.
Out of 1,074, we'll have one lucky winner. That is a 1 in 1,000.74 chance of winning, and we have
Nick Green.
Nick Green. Congratulations, Nick Green. We will post that up in the chat. We will reach out to you. You will reach out to us. Whatever ends up being, I expect our viewer count to dip heavily after this now.
I know.
And we just get to hang out with the homies, which I'm all okay for. But congratulations, Nick Green. You get this super sick ass build here. Kind of jealous. If it was in purple, I'd probably buy it. But it is in red, and it's going to be super sweet. So yeah, congrats.
Yeah, well done. Proud of you, man.
Anyways, dream AEG vector build, as well as if you could play any type of place, what would it be?
Now, I have worked on the AEG vectors and pain in the butt. So I would much rather have like an HPA converted vector, just because I've done shim jobs on them and they still sound terrible.
That's literally what I said
So
too.
I know. So it's like, just gut it, less resistance, and I have a little bit more tunability and controllability, but that's just my 2 cents. Play on any type of place.
Look at her.
Yeah, dropped. Tanks.
That's fair.
Don't have like a specific location that I have set up. Something that's like fairly urban. I like doing like close quarters type stuff, especially like with verticality. So it's like a 3-dimensional chess rather than 2-dimensional, where if you think of like a traditional airsoft field where everything's kind of flat, even with like towers or like secondary type stuff, it's still like the second plane of like a 2-dimensional plane, but you're just aiming upwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Versus like a multi-story level like mall. And my memory goes back to like a Japanese mall where it's like 5, 6, 7 floors.
Have you ever been to the Woodfield Mall in Illinois, the big one?
No.
Okay, because that's exactly what that is. It's like 8 floors tall. Yeah.
It would be like it's like the size of Clarksburg. But like 7 of those tall.
Vertical, yeah.
Like multiple stalls, and like one floor would be like an entire like JCPenney or Sears or whatever, and then another individual stalls, food, watches, electronics, stuff like that, where it's like very complex and busy, and then you have either multiple stairs or you have the escalators to work up and around.
Not to mention the fact that a lot of the stores are interconnected, so you have all the back tunnels and stuff. I don't know if you got a chance to play at the Wisconsin Mall that Mir was at a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was at the Lion Claws, the very first
Yeah,
one.
there we go. Yeah, so it was like you could get all those back rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, before players started busting through
And actually just... What? I'm going to gripe for a second before we get back into this. That is my biggest gripe when it comes to airsofting, and that is the biggest disappointment when it comes to actually being a player, is that I understand accidentally breaking windows. I understand... Accidentally, please keep that in mind. I understand accidentally breaking windows, damaging a place. I totally get that. I have been subject to that. Like, I've accidentally shot out windows. I've accidentally opened a door and it's come right off its hinges just because it's decrepit. I've gone through a drywall wall once because I tripped and fell and went right through like the Kool-Aid Man.
I've gone through floors, like not my entire body through floors, but like
We've
stepping
stepped
through floors.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
we get that because a lot of these places we go to are decrepit, they're disheveled, stuff like that. But a lot of other places, I'm going to bring up Copperhead as a great example, they're not decrepit and they're not disheveled. And overall, all of these places don't want you to damage them more than they already are, with the assumption that it's airsoft and there is damage that can take place.
Yeah. That one field out in California, that
Georgia
MSW
Air Force Base?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where that's holes on holes on holes on holes.
Yeah, because people, and there's actual videos of people ripping off the walls to
Yeah.
get through things, which is like insane to think of. So I get the accidental part. My biggest, what I hate the airsoft community for most, one of them is that people will deliberately go out, and it's not everybody, but people will deliberately go out and damage fields because they want to get the edge. They're going to shoot through glass windows because they know that their gun can break it, because they're shooting 4.8s out of a sniper rifle, kind of do bless you. And all these things. And it sucks because, one, that paints a bad picture on airsofters. Two, that damages the event coordinators. For example, Copperhead, they have to pay for those damages. That is that is important to not have to pay for those damages, because that is just a cost thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then three, that makes it less likely for airsofters or other people in the future to go back to that AO. We've been very, very fortunate as of recent that there are a lot of AOs that have hosted airsofters for a long time, so they understand that. But when you talk about new AOs and people going to it, you know, it could be a big problem. An example of that is back when Airsoft Republic was around, they did the Renaissance Fair.
Yep.
Airsofters damaged the shit out of that. Like, we're pulling off doors because doors were locked and closed to not get into these buildings, and they were kicked out. You know, it sucks. And in my gripe, but that's one thing I hate this community about, and it just sucks.
Graybush really quickly says Times Square in New York or a modern aircraft carrier.
Downtown Chicago. I do not want to fight in Times Square because it's too open. Modern aircraft carrier already has been done, and that was a couple years ago. I think that was like 2018 or 2019. Jet Desert Fox has a video of it. Mm-hmm. Cool. Hella CQB. Hella too close. Not enough long, lengthy hallways and stuff. I feel like it would be congested. It would be cool as fuck, but I would much rather like a downtown area like Chicago, or different sections of New York where it's close enough yet far enough away, but like Times Square, having been there once or twice, is so open that it'd be like really hard. You have that open space you got to run through and stuff, and there's not a lot in the middle of it, while downtown Chicago is straight grid pattern the whole way, which is going to be easy to coordinate through. Again, personal preference.
Bibsters, airsofters will destroy a place, then do the John Travolta what meme when the place closes down.
Yes, or they get mad and they go ahead and charge the event coordinator an arm and a leg.
Let's go over to Instagram because it kind of goes back to our vector comment. What would be the best way to run an SMG kit? Battle belt, plate carrier, or chest rig?
Ooh, that depends, actually.
I would say no to battle belt.
Yeah, I was going to say no battle belt.
Because those are typically too long, and it just gets really unwieldy because you have all that exposed magazine that gets really top heavy.
The only way I would ever say a battle belt is if you had a rig system like an Alice rig where it came up and down and held your battle belt up like suspenders, but even then, that is completely correct.
But then it's just like a chest rig.
Yes, but it's around your waist. So I would recommend either chest rig or plate carrier, dependent on what you're doing. I prefer to run a plate carrier in colder climates or when it is like indoor CQB, because that just sucks getting shot, and that's a little bit more protection for me. I will run a chest rig when it's hotter, or am going to an outdoor game where it's not going to be, getting barrel stuffed every 5 seconds. Yeah. I go to Clarksburg, I play at this arena, at our arena, and I will run a plate carrier, but if I'm going to an AMS or a Milsim game or an outdoor game, I will typically run a chest rig. That's a personal preference thing, I think, between the two there.
Yeah. I think for SMG kits, chest rig specifically, because you can wear them typically a little bit lower, which means any type of pull-out or magazine setup is going to be a little bit more easily accessible.
Especially because SMG mags are typically longer.
Compared to a plate carrier, which is going to sit up a little bit higher, and then you're having to then do this type of thing to get up and out.
I'd agree. Yeah, that makes sense. Bloodhounds, Tank 99, what are your guys' opinions on the Polestar hop-up thing? I think it's great. I think it's really, I think it's great. I have no personal first-hand experience. Oh, God damn it, dude.
Language.
I'm gonna just glue my hand to my side. I think that so I don't have any personal first-hand experience of shooting it. I know that so far the opinions have been really good. It's a stout-ass unit, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's great, and until I hear otherwise, I'm gonna hold that opinion as is.
Yeah, just something that is like really solid. I think I saw something of like a combined conversion kit for Polar Star units pairing to the hop-up thing. So then you have the combined single-piece hop-up and engine.
Yeah.
Which means ultimate efficiency and the best nozzle alignment to the hop-up unit. Which is because you just screw the things together.
Yeah, which is kind of killer. Tedious Square says there used to be an Airsoft field in Central Florida that was an old Publix, and on the last day they let people destroy the field and make holes. See, that's cool, but that's also an exception because they're probably going to go ahead and tear it down. 99% of everywhere else that we play at, not we, but like the community plays at, that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Georgia Air Force Base is a great example. That place is destroyed by people being negligent to it.
Yeah.
And that's not going to get demolished anytime soon. So,
especially when it's actively being utilized for training purposes still.
yes, exactly. When will the winner be announced? It was already announced.
It was announced 10 minutes ago.
It was announced. It was, and the pinned comment, which is Nick Green.
And Nick
Congratulations,
Green
Jack.
is actually in here. Boom!
Oh! Look at that. Congrats, buddy. I'm jealous. I actually am. I do want to do a Speedsoft build one of these days, but one of these days. I got too many other things to do, like bills and...
Oh, wait, we
More
actually
bills.
skipped a comment over on YouTube.
Oh, we did? Where?
Yeah. Y'all like WeTech high kappas? What would be a good first upgrade you'd recommend?
Adapter.
Well, get a rifle.
Fair. So,
I am of the huge opinion, don't touch your pistol. Don't alter it. Don't change stuff on it to try to make it a primary. If you want a primary, get an SMG that's small and compact. If that's still not good enough, get a rifle.
So,
I need something that's even smaller. Get good.
get this smaller SMG, KMP9. There we go. Honestly, first upgrades I would do is probably do a barrel bucking change on it, and that's it. What he said is correct. That's it. Unless you were building a specific speed pistol or something crazy like that, I would then go to Tokyo Marui and not Wii. That's what I would do. But if you were with a Wii high, if you have a Wii high kappa, it would be a barrel bucking change. After that, get an adapter and then go get a Tokyo Marui. Genuinely. Or a G&G STP-45, because mine is still stock, and mine is a goddamn champ, and I can't wait to run it this weekend. But, there's that. Or modern aircraft carrier, oh, congrats. Downtown Denver would be dope. Coming from somebody who's been to downtown Denver and almost got either abducted or shot in a van because of the way this van pulled up walking around at 10:30 at night, I'm going to pass on that. Getting old or out of shape, Logan? No, neither. Bye. I'll tell you what happened. Bye, Graybush.
Later,
Have
Graybush.
fun. No, I'm not getting old nor out of shape. I decided to pick up my fat, dumb, idiot cat the other day on the weekend. I'm laying on my couch, and she's behind me, like directly behind me on this like table thing. She's an idiot. She eats everything. So she was eating a sticker. I was like, well, you're not going to do that. So I lean back and extend my hands outwards, and I go ahead and pull upwards. Well, my dipshit shoulder decided to pop itself out of place and behind my back. And so I launched my cat forward, and I had to slam my back into the couch to pop back in. And so now my shoulder's on fire. Because I decided to pick up my fat cat, which was a completely normal movement. I turned 30 and my body started to fail me, I guess. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. When are you handsome fellas coming to Delaware? You let us know, honestly. Like, to go hang out the Polar Star guys, you text one of us, and we will make a weekend for it. We will abandon our duties to go to any of these national events, and we will go see you guys because we miss you guys so very, very much. Yeah. I can promise you that. Ow.
If you guys got, if you guys have a pretty big project coming out, we'll spend a whole weekend with you.
Yeah. We will slut ourselves out for the Polar Star people. Yeah, the Polar Star, they're good, the PPs.
Which is dumb because I was going to make that joke first, and then it came out of your mouth. Just a half second before it came out of mine.
I went in and I went, yoink, this is mine. Yeah, you let us know, man. We'll come out and do and help you guys out with whatever you want. We love you guys.
New Discord channel, PP Airsoft.
Oh
Polar Star People Airsoft.
no! It would be the amped PP Airsoft. Oh my God. Anyways, any extra comments? Now we'll wait for people to yap. What other new stuff we got coming in? Because we got the dig ones that just came in.
We
The
finally
Polar
got
Star hop-up things were something that came in and went so damn quick. I didn't even get a chance to grab one for myself. It went like that.
we finally got the Perun order, which
Oh,
has
yeah.
which has the M14 MOSFET slash clicker combo, which need to get now a M14 in to do the install on that.
Yeah.
So that is something that we can look forward to.
We did get the MK5s, the EG MK5s.
Yep.
But those we talked about a little while, 2 weeks ago when we got back from Reindeer Games. Great little grenades. Honestly, it's like throwing an M80 at your buddies. And I've said that about 100 times on 100 people. Really fun. I don't recommend taping them together into a Wile E. Coyote style TNT thing. But I heard that if you do, it makes it a multi-bang. But I don't have experience doing that.
Correct.
Clearly not. Why would I ever do that? Tinto 504 missed the announcement. Well, get with the rewind the program, my friend.
Run it
Come
back.
on.
Run it
back. Thoughts on the MTW AK versus an HPA LCT AK 105?
I need to get them into my hands
Same.
before I can formulate any type of opinion.
I would agree.
I do know that the MTW AK is supposed to be coming with a round count shutoff feature. So compared to the normal MTW M4s, which have on the Wolverine M4 magazines, a cutoff feature. So when the magazine runs empty, there's a little tab that pops up, and then you need to drop the magazine, hit the imitation bolt release, and then you'll continue to fire. On the AKs, because they don't have that, you need to set in the blink board that's going to be coming with, so it's going to be a proprietary AK blink board. You need to set how many rounds you want in your magazine. It will then stop firing, which means you need to do the charging handle rack to reset the electronics to continue to fire, which cool, but it's more electronic processing that needs to occur, and I'm of the opinion that if we're going to have something that's going to last like the MTWs and is designed to be durable, weatherproof, it needs to have a level of redundancy
I'd agree.
that is not reliant on electronics.
I'd agree. I am hopeful because everyone and their mother has been asking about the MTW AKs. I am very hopeful that it's going to be a really good release. But again, like Talon said, I would like to get it in my hands first before I formulate any opinions on them, just because it is a brand new avenue for Wolverine to delve into. They've been doing M4s since they've been around, so they know that well. They've been able to do it well. They've been able to execute it well. The AK is new. I have hopes that it's going to be good, but again, I do really want to get my hands on it first before I can form a correct opinion.
Yeah. And I was there for the very first MTW training summit that they did.
Yes, you
So
were.
I have a day one MTW M4. So I have the Gen 1. I have not done any type of upgrades to it except for parts that have fallen apart or broken on it. And then I have the Dig 1. And then I already have an order out for the MTW AK and would really like to go to the training summit for that specifically.
Same here.
So
Same here.
I am someone who has a lot of hands-on experience and have formulated opinions based on my personal experience rather than what is floating around on Reddit.
Yes. Yes. Tinto04 also asked when the Glock HPA bundle comes back in stock in colors. Well, we are getting a bunch of the HPA adapters from Primary coming in. So hopefully soon. Those, I think we're just literally waiting for them to be delivered at this point. They're like in the process of coming to us. So give us some time. If you have any specific items though that you do want to go ahead and have come back in stock, one, you can always shoot us over an email. We can see when that is exactly for you, so we can, so we are looking at our purchase history stuff. Also, you can add any items on our website to your wish list / your email notifications list. That way, the second it does come back into stock, you'll get that notification and you'll be able to grab it right then and there. Have we used the Nexus Rotos yet from Goose?
Which is the bucking list hop-up unit.
Yes, I have not. I've not, and I have not heard much about it, so I am not the most informed on that. Have you read anything about that, or?
I have not, but I do know that it is supposed to be utilized in like any type of airsoft replica, at least a version 2 style, so it is not going to be dependent upon their collaboration with whatever brand that was.
Lancer.
Was it Lancer? I think
That they dropped the engines in there pre-made. That was Lancer, because
Okay,
we gave one away.
Okay. Yes, have not seen anything from that. And I don't think that's included in there. So I think this is like brand new.
Is this what it is?
Again, need to get my hands on it to formulate an opinion.
Interesting. I wonder how that works. Oh, is it a metal bar that is the hop-up then?
It shouldn't be a metal bar.
I'm looking at a video of it. I don't know. I'll probably look it up. But, yeah, again, just like Talon said, that's like the biggest part is that I would love to get my hands on all of this stuff to like actually test and figure out and do all this fun stuff with, so I could like create accurate opinions for you guys, the watchers and viewers, so we're not like, oh, it's great, and then somebody buys it. Well, the app guy said it was great. It's like, I was just going up what it looked like. It looked shiny and cool. Interesting. There you go.
From I Like Dorito Slurp.
What is this guy's name?
I Like Dorito Slurp.
Dario Slarf.
Sima 040 is back in stock anytime soon.
Hopefully soon. Same thing with the Glock stuff. We do have a big shipment coming out from a couple of different companies. We're in the middle of like restocking stuff, as we always are, because it's just hard to keep stuff on the shelf nowadays. Things go out, things come back in, things go out. It's like water. It's insane. It's very liquid. Well, quite literally. So, again, like I said earlier, throw it on your wish list. If you want specific ideas of when they are coming back in stock, shoot us an email or a message. We'll be able to happily look at our purchase history to see when they are coming in. And if not, at least give you an ETA of when we expect them to be back in. So,
The Don Tom.
oh, get out of here, sir.
I'm sleepy.
Where? Well, yeah, you were up until 3 a.m. Or you had to go in at like midnight 2 nights ago. Your sleep schedule was probably all whacked up.
You come to me at my daughter's wedding,
After
interrupting my sleep.
After, actually, hopefully, E-House is still on the live here. After I had the cigar that you went ahead and gave me for my birthday, which was fantastic. One of the best I've had in recent times. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to shoot you a text. I also have the footage you were asking for. I have half it. I can't find the other half. I did have an SD card that snapped in half, so I'm kind of worried that the other half the footage was on the SD card that snapped in half, and I didn't put it on one of my SSD drives, but I do have at least half the footage that you were asking for the upcoming stuff. So, but yeah, that cigar, absolutely 10 out of 10. I will be looking to buy several more of those in the future, so thank you again so much for that.
Tinto 504, I want to buy HPA really badly. What would you recommend for a budget build setup?
Polestar Jack in a G&G combat machine. Done. You can throw that bitch at a rock wall, and it'll still work.
Yeah.
Like,
I've said it before, there's a reason why the marketing for Simple Jack works so well.
Because it's just the most bulletproof HPA unit of all. I still have, I think, was it, we were at, was it at AMSX we were making the jokes about like, oh, it doesn't work, just throw a shitload of lube into it, it'll seal itself up and it'll work?
Maybe?
Because, so we were making jokes about AMSX that like with Polestar units and specifically the Jack, they are so absolutely robust that you could throw a couple of drops of lube in it or a gallon of lube in it when there's a leak and it'll just seal itself and go. And one of the guys there was making mention how he took his Jack apart and the O-ring was basically gooped, just mush, but it sealed because of it just worked. So Polestar Jack, G&G combat machine, and you're set for life.
Tedious Squire. I just built an LCT 105 with an Inferno Gen 2, and I kind of wish I would have waited for the MTW AK so I could add a third to my collection.
Well, the MTW AK is going to be a constant release. It's not just a like limited edition one like the Dig ones. So they're going to be around. So you could just wait and buy one, and you'll still have a third of your collection.
Yeah, and people have been asking for the last 8 years for a MTW AK, so without any type of warning or heads up or even like a foreseen projection of a other replica body other than an M4 style. No one really knew. There's plenty of other people that have done the exact same thing, utilizing the LCT 105, 106, 100
Yeah.
series,
Yeah.
and then did a Inferno inside of. So if you go into the MTW owners group and you search for MTW AK, there's going to be a lot of posts that feature the LCT with an Inferno, and people are just posting MTW AK because for the longest time, that was the only option.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
don't blame you for doing it. Glad that we finally actually have a dedicated body.
Yeah. So just give it some time. It will be around for quite some time. Meepers 4927. Is that Logan? No, it's no gall.
Brogan.
No, it's no gall. My mustache isn't. His mustache isn't curled, so that's no gall. It's the alternate reality Logan.
Oh. Well, I called you Brogan.
Brogan.
For
Joe,
AMSX?
the Joe Brogan God. I wish Ant was in the chat. The Joe Brogan podcast. Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm going to be doing what every white male in his 30s does nowadays. I'm going to start my own podcast called the Joe Brogan Podcast. Because what else am I going to do with my life when I sit at home? Eric said free Valken. R.I.P. Slappy Valpy, M4 adapter for the M60 is fire, not going to lie. Tinto 504, LOL, I take the donations, but thank you for the answer. Of course, of course. Yeah, the Merc Talon, I know someone who made LCT GBB AK-12. You might have to send us photos of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone that does a LCT GBB.
Shoot us some photos. That'd be interesting. Shoot us some photos. But it is 5 minutes. I can't lift my arm. Are you guys going to the CAS event in New Jersey? CAS event. CAS. I think that's the guy. That's the company, I believe, that has the other low cap limit.
New Jersey.
CAS Airsoft New Jersey. We aren't, but I think that's who. Yes, so this is the other company that does the 30-round mag limit. Yes, so that's who we were at. Funny enough, full circle, thank you, Meeper, to go ahead and reference what we were talking about earlier when it came to other people doing mag limit or ammo limit, count limits and stuff. So, we will not be. One of these days, maybe I'll be able to make it out to one of those events. Just with our busy schedule, it does get a little difficult, as much as we would love to go to all these Airsoft events. If I could be a full-time travel nerd, I totally would be. Ouch. All right. But it is at the end of the live. We're going to go over some things real quick. Let me pull up the event page so we can go through that. Can you actually do it? I can't. I'm a gimp. I'm an absolute gimp. I'm useless and worthless. Hey. don't laugh at that. That hurt me. Alrighty. Wait, scroll up. Scroll up more. It's not on there anymore. Anyways, because pre-orders are down. So to start off, this upcoming weekend, we will be at Crescent. Players Wanted Crescent. That is Syndicate 3, or, is that Syndicate 3, or what is that? Syndicate 3, or?
Yeah.
Airsoft.
Syndicate 3?
It is Syndicate 3, yes.
Yes, so we will be at Crescent this weekend for Syndicate 3. That is going to be in Crescent, PA at the Old Abandoned Prison. Haunted as shit. Very, very cool. Excited to be there. Me and him, we're going to be out there. The weekend after that, we have MSATO, Op Liberty, The Forge, that is going to be in Allentown, PA. We both will also be there. I think that's like an abandoned, rock refinery facility or something like that. In April, we have AMS Southern Front's 8th. That is going to be the weekend of April 11th and 12th out at D14. I believe that I will be going there, as well as the other Logan, and maybe one of our other guys too. Then after that, we have ACS Noob Day, which this will be my first Noob Day going to, which I am pretty sure I'm going to be there. I know, Talon, you're on the schedule for that one. And yeah, that'll be our first Noob Day, so that's pretty cool. We have plenty of other events as well. Check out our event page. There's a bunch of events coming up after that, but that's for the next month to 2 months-ish. So, again, congrats to the guy who won the giveaway, which is Mr. Nick Green. We do have another giveaway coming up here. I don't know if I have any... We don't have any details on that, do we yet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I posted it up. It's live right now.
Excellent. So we have the... God, sassy.
Crytek P90.
Bro posted up.
Dad, he's sassy as fuck over there. Calm down, sir. We do have the other giveaway up right now. It is a Crytek.
He said, "Stop being a history teacher. That's shit's in the past. I already posted it."
He's like, "What are you talking about?" We have a Crytek P90 giveaway. It's posted up. You guys know what to do when it comes to that stuff. I feel so offended.
"What is this, Indiana Jones?
He just like
Get your head out of
he's
sand."
just mad. I didn't know. I don't know what he's working on. I don't watch him over there. Did he post up now or later? I don't fucking know. Anyways, I'm done. I'm gonna go home.